Here are 5 ways to get the square footage of a facility so that you can accurately quote it and win them over as a commercial cleaning client. If you don't know how to measure square footage properly and make the adjustments that you need to, then it's gonna cost you clients. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to do, what to look for, and how to accurately get the square footage. If you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I'm a 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO. We built our company up from scratch. It now runs on less than 5 hours a week. So let's jump right at it. And actually for these first 2, we're gonna get up here and go on out here into the office. So we're going out here into the office, and I'm going to show you how you can get some pretty accurate square footage without using any sort of fancy measurement tools. These are things that I used when I first got started in the industry years ago. So first off, we used to count tiles. So you see these tiles up here, typical ceiling tiles. They're typically 2 feet in diameter or width. Now if they're square, they're 2 feet. Now, sometimes you can see here where it's cut off a little bit. It's not totally square. It's a little bit more rectangular. I just usually assume that it's going to be 1 foot in width and then the 2 feet in the other direction, right? Now, the other way to do it is to count floor tiles. So if you look here at this floor, the standard floor tile is going to be 2 feet in length and 1 foot in width. And what you do, whether you're going to count ceiling tiles or you're going to count floor tiles, is just count the direction or how many are in a row, right? So I'm just going to pick this direction here. I'm going to go and count how many go down that way and then how many go across the room. And then we'll be able to have an accurate measurement of how many feet it is in a length and a width. And we can do just multiply them together, right? To get our square footage. Now, let's say that you don't have the ability to count those. It's a facility that doesn't have them. Something good to have in your back pocket is your actual gate. So I know that in our office here, from this wall to our windows up there is about 41 feet. And that 41 feet takes me 15 steps to complete that distance. And you want to use a gate, and for me, I use a gate that's pretty casual, pretty normal, how I'll be walking with a client. Right? You don't want to just take these power walking steps like you're out on a mission or anything. You want to get some normal paced steps. All that you do is then you divide the distance by the number of steps. So for me, I took 15 steps to go 41 feet. I'm just going to divide 41 by 15, which comes out to about 2.75 feet whenever I'm taking my normal steps. So whenever I come into a facility, if for some reason, or this way I used to do it, if for some reason I don't have any of the other stuff that we're going to talk about, then I would simply just walk the distance and write down how many steps it took. Then I would walk the distance over here to get the length and the width again, and write down how many steps I took. Now make sure that before you do any sort of math with that you convert them into feet. You don't want to multiply your steps together to get how many square steps. You want to be sure that you convert them to the number of feet first on each the length and the width, and then do your multiplication. Okay, so those are some really quick tips and tricks on how to do it out here without any tools. And maybe it's an impromptu quote, but be sure to get your steps in. That way you know your gate with a distance that you can measure. And also how to count these ceiling tiles comes in use. Okay, we're going to sit back down and keep working through the other tips. Now, the next and most accurate measurement of square footage is to actually use a laser measure. And this is the exact one that I take with me on my quote appointments. It's a Bosch. It's about $90. It also has Bluetooth and fancy stuff with it. I love it. But here's the really cool thing about it is it actually, I'm just going to see if I can do it here without looking at it, turns to the square footage function. There we go. So you don't have to take a measurement and write it down, then take a measurement and write it down. This will actually do it automatically for you. So I've now got it set to measure square footage. If I hit my little laser button right here and I aim it at the wall over here, there we go. And I aim it at the ceiling, there we go. You see that it gave me the square footage. Sorry if it's the glare or if it's blurry. It gave me the square footage of those 2 measurements. And I can do that throughout the facility to capture whatever areas that I need. And I can write down the actual square footage instead of a bunch of math that I have to do later. So those are the most common ways. The next 2, we're going to have to be sure we make some adjustments whenever we do these, as well as some of the ones that we looked at earlier, which that's what I'm going to give you here at the end of this video is some bonus tips. So number 4 is you can actually use something that they call the measurement wheel, which is essentially a wheel on a stick, and you just put it on the ground and walk with it, and it'll measure the distance that you traveled. If you're gonna do something like this, typically it's a scenario where you gotta be outside, you're not able to get into the building. Maybe it's a really fast quote and you just can't schedule a walkthrough. There's a bunch of bidders involved and it's a complicated scenario. So you just want to get some sort of measurement that you need. Now, that is going to be something we're going to deal with a little bit later because we do need to make some adjustments because it's on the outside of the building, right? It's going to actually measure it a little bit bigger than it really is. And that then leads to number 5, which is the actual documentation for the square footage of the building. Now, your ability to access this information can vary depending on where you're at because some counties and cities require to have all their information easily publicly available for tax codes and building codes and just different things like that, right? So you can actually look up that information through a GIS system or a city grid system. The other way is sometimes the client will just give you the documentation of the building. But even if you are fortunate enough to have that happen, I would not take their word for it or what's on the document just as the entire square footage that you need to clean, because this is where we get into some tips. You're going to need to make some adjustments. And that's going to be your first and most important tip, because whenever you get the square footage of an area, there's still things in there that keep you from cleaning 100% of it, right? There's desks in the way, there's wall space, there's different things. There might be even some areas that you don't clean. And so a rule of thumb that we keep in mind in our company is that if somebody gives us the square footage or we've measured it out, we're going to always adjust it by around 10 to 15% downward. So if we measure out a 10,000 square foot facility, we're going to be expecting to really be cleaning and responsible for about 9,000 or even 8,500 square feet of the space. And when you think about it, if you're off by 10 to 15% on your square footage that you're actually responsible for cleaning, that's going to affect your price, right? Now, that's not to say you should be competing on price, but it's one of those factors that still can be the make or break of you getting the contract or not. Because you might feel so convinced that this facility is going to take a certain amount of time or a certain amount of work when really it's not. Now, here's 2 more tips for whenever you're measuring the square footage in a busy facility, most specifically in a medical environment, because you've got patients everywhere, you've got exam rooms being used. It's a wide variety of scenarios going on, especially in a medical facility. Instead of trying to go through and measure every single room and trying to take out all this wall space and taking 14 hours to work your way through a facility, instead, what you can do is take a general square measurement, right? Get the long wall with the long wall. And if you need to make any adjustments and get any other areas, you can. But what you want to do is just capture the general square footage of the space. You can make your 10 to 15% adjustment after that. That way, if you're doing the walkthrough with the person that's over the facility who is probably very busy, you're going to save them time. They're going to appreciate that. And also, it's going to save your prospects some time because they're most likely doing the walkthrough with you and they get to see how you do the measurements. And actually, they usually think it's impressive whenever we've done it. And the second part of that is if you actually do want to or need to measure the specific square footage inside of a facility of certain areas, right? I want to know how much actual clinical square footage there is or how much carpet there is compared to hard floor. And what you can do in this scenario is just use a sample size. So go into an office or into an exam room or whatever you're going to be extrapolating, right? And you're just going to measure 1 or 2 and get an average and ask your prospect, is this a general size that we're looking at and a general scenario that we're looking at? And so for me, what I do is I use my laser measurer, measure out the square footage of that specific space. We know that there's 24 of them or 100 of them, and we just multiply it out for all of those. Now we actually have a bit more detailed of a measurement without all the time that it would take to go through each and every single one to measure them out. So those are the tools, tactics, and tips that we implement inside of our commercial cleaning company. If you want the full blueprint on exactly how to build a 7-figure commercial cleaning company, no matter where you're at, or if you already have a 7-figure commercial cleaning company, but it's a nightmare to own and you want it to run on less than 5 hours a week like ours does, then check out the links down below. That's where you get the full blueprint and the systems installed to your company, and you get my help along the way. Now, if you want to know how to go about pricing, what to do once you do have that square footage, then go check out this video right here. It's actually about how to use a quote calculator that we put together so that you can get more and more accurate measurements and more accurate bids and pricing going on so you can win more and more clients for your commercial cleaning company.